the deal that we have reached is not what I've seen some ads on TV suggesting disingenuously. It isn't a, quote, better deal, some sort of unicorn arrangement involving Iran's complete capitulation. That is a fantasy, plain and simple.
Developing tonight, Secretary of State John Kerry may be nursing some bruises after trying to defend the Iran nuclear deal to a panel of senators having none of it for the most part. The senators suggesting the administration had been, quote, fleeced and bamboozled, and that America is going to pay a price in the long run. Here's a little of that.
From my perspective, Mr. Secretary, I'm sorry. Not unlike a hotel guest that leaves only with a hotel bathrobe on his back, I believe you've been fleeced.
To be able to walk away from this and say that this is a good deal is ludicrous. With all due respect, you guys have been bamboozled, and the American people are going to pay for that.
All these promises they're making about never pursuing a weapon, they are all revealed as lies when they are developing a long-range rocket capable of reaching this very room.
If you were so confident this is such a great deal, why wouldn't have you been supportive of allowing the American people to be involved in the decision?
Joining me now, Mark Thiessen, the former chief speechwriter for President George W. Bush and a Fox News contributor. Mark, good to see you. So they were hammering John Kerry on not being forthright and on selling a deal as, something great that in fact is not. But the thing they really zeroed in on was the news that broke yesterday that there are allegedly 2 secret side deals that were cut in Vienna that directly undermine the entire big deal that Secretary Kerry came back waving at us. Tell us what the 2 side deals are. What's number 1?
So number one, there's 2 side deals. One is relating to, they're both relating to the inspection regime. So one of them is relating to the inspection regime at a place called Parchin, which is a military complex. And basically, according to Senator Menendez, that side deal allows the Iranians to collect their own soil samples, which is kind of like letting Lance Armstrong collect his own blood samples for a doping test. I mean, these are the people who are trying to cover up their nuclear deal, and we're going to let them collect the soil samples. And then the second one has to do with them coming clean on their past military nuclear activity. And we don't know what the details of these are, again, because these are secret deals and Congress hasn't seen them, and apparently even the Obama administration hasn't seen them. Only the Iranians and the United Nations have seen them. So we're basing this entire deal on a secret deal between Iran and the United Nations that even Barack Obama apparently has not seen.
So the Europeans basically have seen it. The UN has seen it, but the U.S. Congress hasn't and will not.
No, well, I mean, it's amazing.
Go ahead.
They didn't even allow, President Obama didn't even reveal the existence of these deals when he submitted the agreement to Congress, which is a violation of the law. It took Senator Tom Cotton and Congressman Mike Pompeo going to Vienna and meeting with UN inspection officials to find out that it even existed. They are required by the law to submit not just the nuclear agreement, but all materials and annexes related to it, which means this secret deal as well. So they're violating the law by not sharing this with Congress.
The side deal supposedly allows Iran to keep military sites off limits from the inspections. So what is to stop them from taking the nuclear activity that they promised not to do at the other places and then shipping them off to the military sites that are off limits?
That's exactly what they will do. I mean, first of all, we know this is the Iranian regime has said, the Iranian foreign minister himself said that the side agreement doesn't require, that it keeps all military sites off limits. So unless we've seen the text of the agreement that shows otherwise, we have to take him at his word. And if that's true, that exposes this whole deal as a falsity, as a fraud. Because, President Obama kept telling us this is not about trust, this is about verification. But these secret deals are what are going to govern the verification. Congress hasn't seen it. What self-respecting member of Congress can go to his constituents and vote for this agreement without having seen the side deal that governs the inspection?
Here's my last question. Is the whole thing we're seeing in Congress now just a show trial? I mean, does what they are, is what they are about to do meaningful at all?
Well, it's meaningful in the sense that it's getting out information and exposing how this deal is even worse than we thought it was. The problem is that Republicans back in April ceded their ability to block this deal by agreeing to a review process that requires a 2/3 supermajority to override the president's veto to kill the deal. So that means you need 14 Democrats in the Senate and 44 Democrats in the House to vote no. So the question is, that's almost impossible to get, but the question is, are these side deals a game changer? Does the existence of this secret deal that Obama withheld even the existence of from Congress put enormous pressure on the Democrats to vote no until they find out what's in it?
Mark, good to see you.
Thanks, Megan.